October the 16th, Amanitas. Amanita species are the quintessential toadstools. They are usually large, sturdy, open cap mushrooms with distinct bulbous bases. Their statuesque shape always seems to attract attention on the woodland floor, and none more so than the Fly Agaric, Amanita muscaria. This is the familiar toadstool we have all known since we saw pixies sat on them in children's storybooks. Complete with its warning lipstick red cap, it is well distributed throughout London. Some years it blooms in a small area, as it did in Beacon Wood in Kent in 2005. There, the author encountered over 1,000 caps in the first 15 minutes of entering the wood. Such spectacles are rare and unforgettable, and make us realize there is a vast hidden, interconnecting mycelium underground that is on occasion capable of fruiting so prolifically. Fly Agarics have as rich a folklore as any other creature in London. Small pieces used to be cut up and placed in milk to rid a house of flies. When eaten, it causes dizziness, twitching, and hallucinations. After eating it, shamans would become very agitated and then have their visions. Vikings are said to have eaten it before battle, which is why we see them so graphically depicted waving their axes. In parts of Russia, before vodka was invented, it was a popular intoxicant. The amount you ate was important, too much, and you went into a death-like sleep, or in today's parlance, a coma. The fly agaric is by no means the only dangerous mushroom in this genus. There is also the Deathcap, Amanita phalloides. It has the title of being the most poisonous mushroom in the world, possibly accounting for 90% of all known cases of death by mushroom poisoning. Its list of victims is a long one. The Roman Emperor Claudius, a pope, a Holy Roman Emperor, and King Charles VI of Austria. Concerning the latter victim, Voltaire wrote dryly, "A dish of mushrooms that changed the destiny of Europe." It only takes a half a cap to bring about a most painful death. After ingestion, there are no symptoms whatsoever for at least 6 hours. This late onset is diagnostic, and it is then too late to apply any remedy. The patient then gets stomach pains, diarrhea, sweats profusely, and becomes dehydrated. This continues for about a day before the honeymoon period starts, when the patient appears to be recovering. Then a second set of symptoms begin: blood in the stools, jaundice, and delirium. This leads on to kidney and liver failure, with death coming in the next 7 to 10 days. Any London forager deciding to search for edible wild mushrooms is best to be aware of this before they set off, as the button stage with deathcaps can look just like mushrooms in any supermarket. Deathcaps occur in small numbers irregularly in London's woods. When fully developed, their caps are a pale apple green and are reported as smelling of roses. This scent quickly changes to a more sickly smell of old honey. Traditionally, if one is found on a foray and inadvertently picked, everyone is asked to wash their hands before eating anything. Its look-alike is the false deathcap, Amanita citrina, which is very common. It can be told apart as it is more of a very pale citron yellow and always has patches of veil on its cap. It also smells strongly of cooked potato. The other great poisoner is the aptly named destroying angel, Amanita virosa. Fortunately, this is very rare, but has been found a few miles south of the M25. It is completely white and easily confused with the white form of the false deathcap, Amanita citrina alba. The first smells of honey and the latter of potato. The basal bulbs are also quite different. In the destroying angel, it is not so noticeable, often remaining buried in the soil. In the false deathcap, it is usually robust, round, and with a gutter from which the stem arises. There are amanitas which some people are quite happy to eat. The blusher, Amanita rubescens, is the most popular and is very common. It is easy to identify as it turns pink if bruised or damaged in any way. With age, it flushes a wine red colour. It does contain toxins, but they are destroyed when it is cooked, its good flavour remaining. The other common edible amanita is the tawny grisette, Amanita fulva. Its cap is a rich nut brown and is noticeably grooved at the edges. Unfortunately, it is so slender and brittle that even in years when it is abundant, it's hardly worth collecting. It can also be confused with other grisettes, whose edibility is sometimes uncertain. They vary in colour from steel grey, Amanita vaginata, orange, Amanita crocea, to porphyry purple, Amanita porphyria. Because of this, the whole group are best left alone. Yet another poisonous Amanita is the Panther Cap, Amanita pantherina. Its cap is a rich ochreous brown, dotted with white raised wart. Once again, it is easily confused with two other species, Amanita spissa and Amanita excelsa. These two are almost identical, except the first smells of radishes, whereas the second has a much more fruity smell. Neither of these latter two species has the basal collar with one or two rings that is so noticeable in the panther cap. Once again, all are best left untouched. Lastly, there is one new Amanita that was discovered in the south of England as recently as 1981. It is very different from the others, as its cap looks not unlike a discarded piece of old grey felt, and it has salmon-coloured gills. It has been called Amanita inopinata, which means surprise. It seems to like growing beneath cypress trees, which means its preferred habitat in London will be churchyards and private gardens, especially where a landia may have been planted to obscure neighbours.